Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, what a meeting tonight. What a meeting tonight. Let me greet the people of Pot as well. I want to say that I came here tonight prepared to slaughter Malwin Joseph. But after hearing the prayer, I say, peace be still. Peace be still. Because I would only say to him, is one song I remember every time I hear his name. And that song, many of you know, Shame and Scandal in His Family. The picnic is the picnic, but the wifey don't know. And the rest will be told later on. Brothers and sisters, tonight is a very important night in our beloved state of Antigua and Barbuda. Tonight is a night when the people of this country will be given the marching orders to return our beloved party for a third term. Tonight is a night when we will go home to our beds and decide whether we're going with sane and safe leadership or drunk and crazy leadership. Tonight is the night when we will look at all the gains that our country would have had in trying times, or look about people who want to rebuild their own pockets. Brothers and sisters, tonight is a very serious night. It is so serious that when we think of the 3,000 students and young people in this country who receive scholarships from this government, it's a serious night. When we think of all those elderly persons who receive their subsidies in this country because of Baldwin Spencer and UPP, it's a serious night. When we think about all of those back pay that this government had to honor when we take office in 2004, it's a serious night. When we think about the future of Antigua and Barbuda and the type of leadership that we want, it's a serious night. I dare say to you, these are serious times. And when we examine our nation today, the question we ask ourselves is that, are we not better off today than we were yesterday? Some people think for you to be better off, you have to have money in your pocket. But I dare say to you, today, many Antiguans can travel abroad and say, I am proud to be Antiguan, without people saying, Antigua owe them. I say to you tonight that when you compare the candidates that are running for our party, I don't even want to compare all the experienced candidates. Let's look at our new candidates that are on our slate. When we look at Emma, when we look at Dr. Benjamin, when we look at Sister Nicholas and Brother Roberts, these people add quality and they add value to our party ticket to serve the people of this country. They add quality, they add value. And we ought to be proud of the team that Baldwin Spencer have chosen because he has always picked a winning team. When you look at two of their new candidates, just two, Colin James and Lennox Weston. You want me to go further? Mucky Duck. Look at Melford Nicholas. You see the difference in candidate and quality of people? So when we talk about proper governance and leadership, the people of this country don't decide that UPP gets in a third term. And you notice that they're not having a public meeting. You know why they're not having public meetings? Junk and crazy fallout. Since Labor Day, junk and crazy fallout in Antigua. So Junkie say he not spend no more money, and crazy tell the rest of the party not have no money. So they decide they're doing walkabouts. And instead of walking about, they love to come to our meeting because their meetings don't make no sense. Their meetings don't make no sense. So they have to go where they get in common sense. And let me say this, because my time here is short. When the Prime Minister announced the date for the election, I want to say to Malwin Joseph, give your farewell address to St. Mary's North because you are going in the political history of this country. You are going in the political history of this country. Let me tell you this. He's so afraid and he's so frightened that he ever called the whole Labour Party today to come Cashew Hill for campaign for he. The whole Labour Party, Gaston Brown, Tico Lake. And let me tell you something about Tico Lake. He is the most everybody come parliament, they show improvement in the class. Tico come to parliament and he had a C, a grade C, and he left parliament now with a D because he has not improved. He named follow after me in parliament. And then today, they start to say all kind of things. Let me say this. Jennings done locked down. Jennings done locked down. So those who fear about Jennings, let me say this publicly. Jennings is coming home to UPP. Bendels is coming home to UPP. Bath Lodge is coming home to UPP. Cashew Hill is coming home to UPP. Browns Avenue is coming home to UPP. Martins Village is coming home to UPP. Golden Grove is coming home to UPP. Creekside is coming home to UPP. St. Mary's North is coming home to UPP. I want to say, finally, whenever the Prime Minister announces the date, you want me to turn it up? You want me to turn it up? Let me ask Malwin Joseph a few questions that he can probably answer on Fire and Steel if he has the brains to do so. Where were you, Malvin Joseph, when Cashew Hill needed that gutter to be cleaned? Where were you, Malvin Joseph, when Browns Avenue needed the lights because it was very dark? Where were you, Malvin Joseph, when the people of Browns Avenue had to walk to Martin's Village for pipe-borne water? Where were you, Malvin Joseph, when the people of Bath Lodge could not even have water in their homes? Where were you, Malvin Joseph, when the people of Bath Lodge didn't even have a proper road to drive on? Where were you? You were firing and you were stealing on ZDK without thinking of the people of St. Mary's North. You are the only member of parliament in the last 5 years that every time it is Christmas, you go overseas because you don't want to spend Christmas with the constituents of St. Mary's North. And then what did you do? You waited until Easter to have your children's party that should have been held in Christmas and give out toys in Easter, Malvin Joseph. That is what you did. You have been lost. You have been missing. You have been absent from the job in St. Mary's North. The last thing I want to say to you, Malvin Joseph, tonight, as St. Michael say he want to for the furnitures from long time. The antique furnitures that he gave you long time ago, he say, remember he gave you them, so when you go around the place of Cossie, remember he for the antique furnitures. And then let me talk about the 5,000 US you get for go Miami. Go look for your wife. Good night. God bless you all. Have a good evening.